What's next?
Well, we've got some email
All
questions
right,
for
let's
you,
go.
Pat. This first one comes from Cynthia, who says, my husband of almost 10 years is truly the most negative person I've ever experienced in my entire life. People say that I've changed since being married to him. It's emotionally draining. We've done a lot of counseling, and I pray often for God to help him. I feel like this is going to eventually destroy us and our entire family. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, one thing that he needs to do is to find a relationship with the Lord. I don't think he's got that. You can't be that negative if you believe in Jesus. And there's joy in the presence of the Lord. But, you know, the Bible also says have nothing to do with an angry man. And I'm afraid you're involved with an angry man. And I don't know what to do. You married him. You've made vows to stay together. But you could insist that he get some kind of counseling and that he take a different perspective on life. And if he doesn't, I just don't think that you have to stay around and be destroyed emotionally by somebody like that year after year, because it will destroy you. And I don't think God, you know, means that. Does it mean you're free to get remarried if you leave him? No. But I think a separation and some kind of pressure to get him to change. But what it'll change, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with his parents, or, you know, what's happened when he was a youngster. There's so many things that make a person who they are. And, you know, so I don't know what to say, but it may be something physical. It may be something emotional. I mean, you know, he needs to have a complete workup of what's going on in his life, and you need to insist on it. And if not, a separation is not the worst thing in the world, okay?
Okay, this is a viewer who says, Dear Pat, my adult son is very disrespectful and hateful. He has severe anger issues. In fact, he won't even speak to me. For years, I've asked God to fix this rift between us because it wasn't always like this. I've gone up to the altar for prayer, and many friends have prayed for us. I am a God-fearing Christian, but it seems the more I pray, the worse things get. I tried rebuking the devil and the forces of evil to no avail. What am I doing wrong?
I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I just don't understand it. Some people are the way they are. You know, he's an adult now. And, you know, you really can't change somebody, especially children try to change their parents. They just can't. It's just really too hard.
And vice versa. Once a child is grown, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's set in his ways. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he won't depart from it. But apparently he wasn't trained up properly when he was a kid. I don't know what to do with him, except, you know, you can turn him over to the devil. That's what Paul said. Turn them over to the devil, that they might, you know, have the flesh destroyed and the spirit saved to the day of Jesus. That's what I suggest you do. Say, all right, you know, I want to turn you over to, you know, okay.
Okay, this is Renisha, who says, why do some Christians feel we should only study the New Testament? Isn't the Old Testament important as well?
Absolutely. You know, the New Testament, the only Bible they had to work with was, they used the Septuagint, which is a Greek translation of the Old Testament. So you'll find many, many scriptures, but the thing that you learn in the Old Testament is who God is and how he responds to certain things, and what makes him happy and what, you know, displeases him. And it's all there in the Old Testament. But, of course, Jesus brought a new covenant and a new set of principles. But at the same time, he says, you know, this, though one jot or one tittle shall not pass from the law. And he honored the Old Testament, but at the same time, he was a fulfillment of it. But what do you say? I love the Old Testament, certainly the Psalms, the wisdom literature, the Proverbs. It's wonderful. And I love the description, and so I learn a great deal from it. There's wisdom in the Old as well as the New. All right.